I'm back. Dinner's over. Hello, all. Anyone still out there? We all leave. No visitors, no viewers. They all might be watching my other ones. Hey, James, why don't you come on here and talk to me, buddy? Just me and you now. Oh, I forgot. You're not going to come on here. You're scared of me. You're scared of me face to face, and you're scared of me on this computer. Oh, I forgot. The judge and your God told you not to get involved. Well, buddy, I got news for you. Your God's lying to you. Your God's not filling you in on the right stuff. You got the wrong God. Oh, here I go. 5 people watching. Hello, guys. Say hello to me so I can see who it is. Or it could be just Vaughn Hilton and J-Dub watching me, huh? No one else is talking, so maybe it is them. There we go. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Marble. Told you all I'd be back. I didn't go far. I just wanted to throw a little bit of food down my throat. Hi, Cindy. Threw a little bit of food down my throat and got my painkiller ready. So my wife said if I wanted to go a little more live, I could. So I'm a little live. Hey, that's fine as long as I see someone. I mean, I just want to make sure it's not Vaughn Hilton, because if it's Vaughn Hilton, I want to talk to him clearly. I'll send him invitations to join on in. He can, whatever they call that word. I'm so stupid. Remember, I only made it to 6th grade, James says, where he can front me on what I'm saying. You made spaghetti while you were listening to the last one. Well, Carrie, that's a good food because I hate to tell you, that is one of my favorite foods in the world is spaghetti and meatballs. I love them. Is that smell getting to you, dear?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I was going to call you in here earlier, Dyer. Because somebody said somebody was getting a divorce, and I was like, who, me and my wife? No way. I'll say, if they say my wife says I'm getting a divorce, then I'll call my wife in here and let you tell them. You know what I mean?
If God's willing, we're not getting divorced.
Oh, God's willing. He's got me still alive, and you're still alive. So, yeah, we're not divorcing. Just kind of want to get on here. Bored to death, people. There ain't much to do. Saturday night. Don't drink no more. Everything on TV is always a rerun unless you want to watch a little bit of college football. And I ain't into anything but Ohio State Buckeyes. NASCAR's tomorrow, so I'll be watching that.
I'll be gone.
Yes, we're together forever. And the weirdest thing is, we got married in an old gas station. We didn't even do it in a church. My wife thought it was funny because she had deer heads and big old rainbow trouts above her head while we were getting married. I liked it. I'm a hunter. I'm a fisherman. I love to fish. I love to hunt. You know, living here in Kentucky, it's okay. It's beautiful. It's quiet. I can go sit on my front porch and smoke one of my painkillers, and I don't have to worry about the cops pulling up. The only thing I got to do is worry about a neighbor smelling it and saying, "Hey, can I hit that?" You know, so I mean, I like that. Where I'm from, Toledo, Ohio, you light a painkiller up in one block and you got 10 cop cars sitting in front of your house saying, "What are you doing that stuff outside?" It was fun. It was fun doing it at the old gas station. You know, they turned it into a bait shop too. It's still a gas station, but they turned it into a bait shop, and you can buy your bullets and anything that you need for hunting or fishing there. You know, he wasn't getting much business through the garage, so he used the garage for, for rooms. Smart guy. I mean, if the money's not coming in one way, you go another way. You own the building and you ain't got money coming in one way, you turn that building into something else and make that money come into you. At least that's what I was told. Well, I've been to a lot of church weddings. I have been the best man a couple times already. So I've went through the church weddings. I've been seen them all. Me personally, I just want to do it quick, easy, have fun. My baby was there. My cousin was there. His wife and a couple other people. That's all we needed. How am I feeling? We heard you were unwell. Well, I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I can't say when I'm going to die, but am I going to make another 50 years of it?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
My wife says yes, but come on, I'm taking anywhere between 9 and 11 medicines every single morning, taking 5 at night, smoking a painkiller every day. So, I mean, I barely get up out of my bed. I go to the bathroom once in a while, and that's about it. Go to the doctor's, go to the grocery store, come back home. Lay around, go out, sit on the front porch, smoke a couple painkillers, come back and lay back in the bed. We don't have a living room. Our living room is a bedroom. We had company over here a couple of weeks ago, and they thought that was funny. Want to know why there was a bed in my living room? And my wife had to tell them that's her bed. I've not slept with my wife in over 18 years. The last time we slept together, she woke up with 2 bruises across her legs, a bruise across her hip, a bruise across her eyeball. I mean, literally, I beat her up. I roll, I move, I can't lay still. So instead of hurting my wife, we put a whole new bed for her together. Anything, some people say, "How did I make it last 20 years?" A happy wife is a happy life. Sorry, y'all. A happy wife is a happy life. I mean, there's times that I go out, not just on her birthday, not just on Christmas holidays, there's things like I'll be going somewhere and I'll see something and say, "Oh, my wife thinks that's pretty." I'll get it for her. I went by a yard sale and there was a unicorn necklace there. She loves unicorns. I grabbed it. It don't have to be no reason. The reason is because I love her. She deserves it. She gets up before any one of us. She gets that baby up for breakfast. She feeds him. Makes sure he's getting his schoolwork going. Wakes me up. Makes sure I got a hot cup of coffee when I'm woke up. Makes my breakfast. Then she's still got to take her insulin and take her pills and then eat. I got a very strong woman and she is going strong. And I am really proud of her. Larry will literally beat you in his sleep. Watch out, Vaughn. Yeah, that's right, Frank. I don't care if I'm handicapped wheelchair, buddy. I will get out of my chair to fight on him. But see, that's the bad problem, guys. He knows where my weakness is, but I also know where his is. And if you ask my wife, if I got a feeling I'm going to lose the fight, I'm going to the weakness. But personally, I think just one hit from me and Vaughn would be done. One hit to the face is all I need. Can I beat him in a foot race? I wouldn't try.
On your face.
My wife says if I start running, she thinks I'd fall on my face. Yes, I am back, Todd. I told y'all I was going to come back. Like I said, there's nothing on TV. Not a thing, buddy. Not something that I do. Unless you want to watch a college football game that I don't even like neither team.
I'm gonna
Thank you, Todd. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. The wife's got the news on. She's watching that Queen Elizabeth II thing. Getting ready to turn it. Well, yeah, I mean, don't put me wrong, Todd. I like college football, but I'm an Ohio State fan. You know, personally, maybe I wish I did live in Ohio. Maybe my son would have went to Ohio State instead of Eastern Kentucky University. Because I don't know if y'all caught the one from yesterday, but my boy's nickname is Mr. Buckeye. Mr. Ohio Buckeye, we called him. Because on the 2003 championship, when the Ohio State Buckeyes won it all, 2 minutes after the game was over, my wife went into labor and little Larry was born. So we nicknamed him Buckeye.
I got 911 on there.
You're watching 911?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what James is going to need if he shows up to fight Secular Opinion. 911.
Your dad.
I'm sorry, honey. It's just how I feel. I mean, if he thinks that Secular Opinion's too strong for him, hell, I even put $1,000 on Grumpy Lobster would beat Vaughn. Sorry, Grumpy, I didn't mean to bring your name in there, but I do. I think you could even whip him. Gators in UK. I hate to say it, I got Gators. Yeah, my son goes to the Eastern Kentucky University. I asked him if he's ever been to any of their games. He said he went to one and he gets to get in free because he's a student. You know, that's one good thing I could say about Larry. He did listen to me as he was growing up. I've always told my son, and you guys might think I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, you could say, Larry, you were wrong by doing that. But I taught my kids that I think life is about money right now. I mean, you got to love your family. Family helps. Family are there to help you and take care of you. Okay? But it's about money. You can't take a girl out to eat without money. You can't buy a car without money. You can't buy a house without money. You can't do nothing without money. You know, I told him, don't worry about no girls. Keep your mind off the girls. By the time you're 25 years old, you'll be graduating from college, making $200,000 a year, and then you can go buy a car. Then you can go buy you a nice, decent house. Then you can worry about letting them girls find you and getting yourself a girlfriend. And make sure she's not taking you for your money. Make sure she loves you for you, not because you own your home, not because you have a $200,000 job, not because you're driving a whatever kind of car you like. You know what I mean? You fall in love with the person because that's that person, not because of what they have. But a lot of them want you to be on your feet. They want you to be able to take them places, buy them things, do things for them. And that's my point on that. It's about making money. And when I turned 16 years old, I quit school, and that is what I went and did. I went and made money. And I've been making it ever since. Now I can't even make money. Now I got to sit home and collect my Social Security pension. Social Security disability too. So James says he's 65% Indian. If y'all didn't catch it yesterday, there is no 65% Indian in him. And even Todd knows that because Todd's looked it up for us. Because if there would have been 65% in him, that means that would have showed up in my son Larry too. And Larry would have got a scholarship without even going to high school because of his Indian bloodline. But there's not enough bloodline to prove it. Not in James, not in my kid, not even in Alice. There was no trace of bloodline in Alice. It's too far back. That's over 8 generations back. The white blood took over the Indian blood. You know, it's just like what I was saying in the video yesterday. James don't understand how that blood work works. He thinks that one little squirt from his daddy changed his mother's bloodline. It took the Frost bloodline out of her and put the Hilton bloodline in her. No, the only thing it changed was her name. And it didn't have to. It did not have to. You do not. When you marry somebody, she does not have to take your name. And I can prove that. No, I'm gonna tell you, Grandpa Irvy. If I had millions, I wouldn't be living in a 3-bedroom rundown trailer in the middle of nowhere. I would be sitting in about a 35-bedroom, 40-bathroom mansion sitting in the country with a golf course on one side, a pool behind it, and a basketball court or a baseball court on the other side, and my garden across the street. I wish I was rich. But you know, rich don't make you happiness. Think about it. If you hit the lottery right now for $100 million, I got a $10 bill that says your first grade kindergarten teacher looks you up. I bet you every kid you ever went to school looks you up. Remember me? I'm your friend. Anybody and everybody would be calling you, blowing your phone up. You'd be getting 500 letters in the mail every single day. Can you give me money? Can you give me money? That's how it is. When you become rich, everybody expects you to give it away. And personally, if I was rich, I would give most of it away. I'd get me a nice little car. I'd get me a nice little house, little piece of property, just enough for me to live on and take care of myself and my wife and my kids, and give the rest away. Would I give it to a big old crackhead? No, because I don't want him going out and spending it on crack. Would I give it to somebody who has 3 kids and barely surviving and barely working and can't do it? Yeah, I'll buy him a brand new home. Give to some of these hospitals that need it to help the hospitals get bigger, get better stuff in there for them. Yeah, first grades and kindergarten teachers. I know I said it. I didn't know which one I wanted, first grade or kindergarten, but promise you see all your teachers and every kid you went to school with. He always lies about his ancestries. He lies about everything, Todd. Me and you both know that. You've been around long enough. And if any of you think you caught me in a lie, ask me and I'll tell you the same thing I told you the first time. I don't lie. There's no reason to lie to somebody. If I lie to you once, that means I got to lie to you twice to cover the first lie. Fuck, I'll just tell you the truth. What are you going to do? Beat my ass? Like I said, there's the part. Let's do it. I've won fights, I've lost fights. It don't matter to me. It's just a thing. I got a painkiller. When I'm done with the fight, I'll smoke my painkiller and go on back home and like nothing happened. That's the way I am. I don't know why nobody ever tries to join to get in here with me. Y'all just right on that sidekick. Only in Kentucky, Frank. Only in Kentucky. I don't know about that though, Frank. I'm telling you, I think it's all the way across the whole United States. Everybody's like that. Oh, well, I don't know how to do no link stuff, Todd. So, see, I'm not that smart yet. I'm still learning. At least I'm online, guys. That's a good thing. I'll have to talk to somebody that knows how to do that kind of stuff. And I thank you, Todd. I see. I'm watching exactly what you're saying, Todd. Thank you. You know, Todd, when I say that you're mean and sometimes you got to watch you, some people tell me that, but you seem pretty cool to me. I've never had no problems with you. And like I said, as long as we don't have problems, we don't have problems. I mean, if you got a problem with me, tell me. If I get a problem with you, I will tell you. I'm not going to be shy. I'm not going to be, mean or not. I'm just going to say, hey, that's not right, Todd. It's just like Stinky told you. Oh, ask Larry. We do got Cherokee. Yeah, I could say he has Cherokee, but there ain't enough in him to even be recognized. If it ain't in me to be recognized, it ain't in him. It ain't in his mother. He said for us to go get our blood work and match it to his mother's. You know what I told him? He can pay for it. Yeah, I agree. It don't bother me, Todd. I mean, I will never talk bad about you at all. I might tell people to keep an eye on you or you're a troublemaker or something, but I don't. You know me. I don't mean nothing by it. That's just like that. What's that? Solar Marshall. He seems like he's a pretty good guy. I don't believe he's sending Nervy dog food money, but he seems like an okay guy to me. I have talked to him once on here, on a side chat, talking to him. And personally, he never really said much bad about me that I heard, but he was getting Vaughn to talk about stuff or getting him mad about stuff and was making him spill his guts. And I kind of like that because to me, he was trying to, he was throwing the wood in the fire, I would say. Or he was down there turning the gas up a little bit on the fire. But now that J Dubs, I mean, he going around telling people to suck his green thing. Well, my brother will suck his green thing if he wants to. When my brother gets done with him, it probably will be green. Yeah, he might be evil, but so is my brother. My brother is totally different than me. I believe in Jesus and God. My brother believes in destroying anything that gets in his way. And if he don't know which one's my brother, tell him the brother will be riding on a hog. He'll hear the hog coming. Looks like that Rowan went a little bad. Yeah, a wild boar. He's going to be riding the hog. Yeah, I hope I do live to be a few more years older. I really would because, I've got something in my mind right now that I want to do. As soon as my kids are both gone and moved out on us and it's just me and the wife, I want to travel around the United States of America and go everywhere. I will be up in New York City then to see the Statue of Liberty. I want to go over to Niagara Falls. I want to go to the Grand Canyon. I'd like to go see Mount Rushmore. I'd like to go see the Indian thing over there by Mount Rushmore. Wouldn't mind seeing the California coastline. I've seen the Florida coastline both sides, so been to Canada. That's beautiful up there. Better to go up there in the summer than in the winter, though. Frank, you don't know what a hog is? I promise he's not riding a real hog in New York City. To me, a hog is called also a Harley Davidson motorcycle. The Harley Davidson motorcycles are also called the hogs. My brother rides bikes. He don't own a car. He rides a bike. Harley Davidson. So you guys must not have nothing to do neither. Stinky rides slugs, yeah. And J-Dub, yeah, exactly. You got that right, Frank. So, questions. What can we talk about? Are you guys smokers or drinkers? Or neither? Nobody answered but you, Todd. You don't do neither. Yeah, I used to drink. I quit drinking, and I still do my painkillers. I think I'll die with them. But I can admit that my painkillers, over the years, they have diminishing down slowly. Frank pleads the fifth. Little Miss depends on my mood. Exactly. Ain't that Will Smith, honey? Yeah, I don't hide it anymore. It's just like if you hide it, it's gonna come out sooner or later, and then people say things. Okay, Frank. There was one time I thought I was gonna be busted, but the officer never said a word to me. Sitting here smoking one to relieve my back pain, and I probably smoked 3/4 of it. It's some good too. It was some real good. And I just put it down in the ashtray, and there's a knock on the door. Well, that's kind of weird. There's a knock on my door because I live out in the boonies. My dog's never made a word, never made one sound at all. No car come up the driveway. No car even come up the road. There's a knock at our front door. My wife walks over. Who is it? Kentucky State Highway Patrol. My wife looks out the little peephole, cracks the door open. Can I help you? Yeah, I'm stuck back here in the back behind your guys' house, halfway up that mountain. I came in on the other way and I got stuck. Can I use your guys' phone to call a tow truck to get me unstuck? And I walked out there and I'm like, hi, how you doing? He's like, oh, good, good. And I was like, yeah, come on in. And I handed him the phone and let him use it. He never said a word about the smell. He never said nothing. Yep, so that was good. They know. You know, I've told one of the Manchester police officers out here one time, I smoke a little herb. What I do at home is my business. I'm not out there smoking it and driving. I'm not out there on a bulldozer smoking it and driving in someone's house or nothing. I do it at home, in my own personal time, in my own personal room. Well, you got kids, yeah. And usually, if they're home, they stay in their room, and I go out the door and sit on the back porch and do it.
Maybe it's like what you said. We should just both go our separate ways and
That's one thing I do. Like I said, live about living in the country. I can go out on my back porch and have no worries about it.
But fine isn't good enough.
I don't know. We were all talking about the president. Yeah, you guys. I got 100 viewers or 100 people, and I want to become the president of the United States next. I'm sorry, but I would have to put a bet on somebody's going to assassinate me within the first week of presidency
But I'm right here.
because I'm going to change a lot of laws and change a lot of different other things.
Since when did we get anything right the first time?
And I mean a lot.
No, you don't.
Keys.
I don't know who this is. No.
You know, we've been doing this and that, and we shouldn't be doing all this and that.
Both of you shut up.
You know, some of us is confused. Like I said, everybody's different. I mean, what do you guys think about letting all them Mexicans come across the border into the United States? Some people's for it, some people ain't.
Are you trying to get yourself ill?
That's what it takes.
Me, I don't understand why they're coming here when they got a beautiful country down there too.
They leak.
Are they having problems with the drug lords? Then we need to send 200,000 people down there in the United States uniforms and take care of that problem.
We just drop like a rock.
We personally need to, you know, if they're going down there and they're hungry and they're not eating and they have no way to eat, we've been sending $10 million of food over to Africa every year for the last how many years? We can send food to them too. If they got trades and things that they know how to do, I say let them come in here. Help them out. You've let everybody else come. Nothing against any of you, because I don't know what nationality any of you guys are. Welcome to the United States of America. That's, you know, that's the way I feel. I mean, welcome.
That's my sister, Maria, and that's her husband, Tom.
Is there a lot of Mexicans in Kentucky? I think, honestly, I cannot say Kentucky. I don't really know. My surrounding areas, I've probably seen 2 in 15 years. 2 families. I'm sorry, not 2 people, 2 families. How many in the color race have I seen? as they call their African Americans or Black Americans or whatever you guys want to call them. I call them Americans because they've been here just as long as the white man. The white man brought them here.
I know, talking, huh?
Soon you'll be starts will be like call. Oh. Well, I'm not saying nothing. There's nothing bad with Mexicans. I love Mexicans. I love their foods. I mean, send us a dozen of them. Open some Mexican restaurants down here somewhere. I love Mexican food. I like Italian food. I like Mexican food. I like Chinese food. I like Canadian food. I like all food. Send them.
Charles Wellington. Oh, and
Get it. Just go.
That's the way I look at it. But I want them to come here and work and make money and not try to live off the system for all their lives.
basic principle.
Because sooner or later, their system is going to shut down. I mean, I don't know how the government would shut down, especially when they're the ones that print the money. So, I mean, I don't know how it would ever, I mean, what? You're low this week? Go print another 100 million out. All it's costing them is the paper to make it. At least I think that's how it worked. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yes, Grandpa, Mexican food is good. Me, all food is good. I like it all. I mean, there are some things that I don't know if I would eat anymore, like oysters, octopus was okay. Regular fish, catfish, white bass, perch, salmon, yeah, I love them. Love all kinds of Mexicans. Love all. So yeah, like I said, I love all food. Call it short for California. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think if they want to come in, let them come in. Help them, help them get jobs, help them get things going on. Or would they rather just stay back in Mexico? Or are they just having a problem because they can't eat? If they can't eat, let's send them food. If there's no housing down there, let's give them help. We help all the other countries, we help everybody else. That's the way I look at it. That might be Russia, that might be Canada, that might be Mexico, but let me tell y'all, it's all God's. In my book, it all belongs to God. This is His nation. I don't know if it's true, but I've been watching some stuff on Facebook showing up talking about here now they found another planet just like the Earth. Got oxygen, got water, got everything. Then there was another one in there saying something about there's aliens living on the moon. And we've already been there and we didn't spot them, but now they're there. You might want to avoid dried fish, also pickled fertilized duck eggs. Well, anything that's pickled, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. I do not eat pickles. So that's a good thing. And dried fish, usually most of my fish is fresh. I like it like I caught it today and let's eat. Oh yeah, Burger King, they know I don't like pickles. They call me Mr. No Pickles. That is my name when I go to the Burger King. I want them to take the pickles off the table and move them completely away from my food. All of it. I'll bet you I've got 10, 20 Whoppers from Burger King because they kept putting pickles on it and lettuce on it and onions on it. I used to laugh at them all the time. Hey, this order's not right. I'll bring it back and we'll replace it. I'm 15 miles away. You think I'm going to drive 15 miles to change my Whopper back in? No, thank you. I'll just stop coming there. Oh, no, no. Next time you're in town, we'll take care of you. Come and see me. Within 2-3 days, I'm receiving coupons in the mail, and I'm still getting my 2 free Whoppers from the Burger King. A lot of restaurants are like that. You guys have problems like that around your restaurants? Yes, 15 miles to my nearest Burger King. It's 18 miles to the closest McDonald's. And it's almost 19 miles to the closest Walmarts. I live out in the boonies, Grandpa. Closest restaurant would be Burger King. Unless you want to count the carry out. They make pizzas and subs, and they can do you like biscuit and sausage egg sandwiches in the morning. So, I mean, it's like a little restaurant there. So, and that's about, for me, about 1.2 miles. But a real restaurant, Burger King.
Hi, Steve. I've been living with my boyfriend for 5 years, and he says that he loves me and he's fully committed. I guess what I want to know is how come he hasn't popped the question?
He hasn't popped the question because you haven't required him to.
We'll be right back.
That's what I needed. I needed a boost.
So I'm not wearing a ring.
I'm sorry, but Jesus has my heart.
I love Jesus too. I talked to him today. I was like, Jesus said I need a girl.
Can you guys hear that TV?
I was like, thank you. He said he'll
I can turn it up.
Yeah, it's back in the back a little bit there, Grandpa.
No, Grandpa said hi. Whoever that is.
His name's Grandpa Irvy.
Grandpa.
I don't know what his real name is.
Well, tell him I said hi.
Wife says hi there, Grandpa. He says hi to the wife, hon.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know who I am. I am Stinky's cousin. And I was on here to just talk about Stinky and let people know what's going on. And Stinky won't come on. He won't respond to me. He talks garbage over there, but he can't come over and say nothing to me. So I'll let it go. He says he's still putting me in jail. I know what the judge said. I know what the lawyer said. I know what he said. And he better get a lawyer or something if he's going to keep taking me to court. Because my public defender already is racking him. He is still getting groceries because he gets almost $2.50 a month in food stamps. He only leaves the house when he's going to get food, dog food or his food. And that's about 1 mile from his house. How's he getting to the store, Todd? Driving that little black truck. He needs a wife. He's had a wife. He don't know how to take care of them. Todd, I have no idea how he's buying gas. Had to be money he stole from somebody, like his mother, or he's taking some of the extra money that, he's got. Well, look at last month. He didn't pay his light bill, and he bought food with the $250 check. He told the judge on the 7th that we should be giving him $250 in cash, paying all his bills, giving him allowance for all 3 kids, and he should be getting Jerry's check too. Let's start from the get. He would not get Jerry's check because the kid is not in the house. You do not collect something from the government, state or federal, when the kid don't even live in your home. 2, the will says $250 a month. It does not say $250 and pay your bills. It don't say $250 and pay allowance to the kids. It says $250 a month. Why? The money is there. So when all the money is gone, James will not get $250 a month no more. He will not be collecting rent from none of the properties because he owns none of them properties. If the houses are still rentable and still runnable to be rented, the 3 kids will be collecting that $900 a month. Not the Alice Estates, not James, but the kids. He's known what he's getting for the last 10 to 12 years. I've told him, and so has everybody else. And he did not care, people. This is a man who could not even take his mom's garbage out. This is a man who told his mom that he couldn't walk in the yard and cut the grass. She went out and bought a brand new 0-turn lawnmower. Brand spanking new, somewhere about almost $4,500 somewhere, $5,000. He never even started it. He never looked at it. He never touched it. He can't cut it. Oh, I'm allergic to the sun, Mom. I can't be out in daylight. Well, guys, there's a mountain there where the pond's at. The sun goes down about 6:15 past that mountain. It's still daylight out, but that sun ain't on you. Okay? The lawnmower has headlights. Why ain't he cutting the grass? because he's too lazy.
Hi, I'm Joe Harden.
He ain't allergic to the sun. He sure goes out in the sun to fly them planes, though, don't he? He's out in the daylight when them sun, he's afraid of the dark. Yeah, he leaves his lights on every night. Well, like I said, how is his light bill $330 something last month? And mine's 168. And I got 3 air conditioners in the windows. There's one right dead behind me. There's one right next to my son Arnold, and there's one right next to my son Larry's bed. And they all 3 ran last month nonstop. Todd, I do believe that. I do believe that. I've seen that before. So, Todd, I can tell you a few things about you for you even just saying that. You don't watch much TV. You don't listen to the radio much. You're probably a loner because you ain't got no kids to take care of. $60 a month, that's probably doing your couple loads of laundry and running your refrigerator and charging your phone up or computer or whatever thing you're on. Yeah, see, my dad, when he started getting up in age, he was by himself. He didn't have a wife and kids living with him. It was just him. I've seen him bring me $40 light bills, and I was like, why? How, Dad? Brought me a water bill. It said $7. I was like, Dad, $7? But then when you went in his house, you understood why it was only $7.
Very exciting. Scientists have been studying tornadoes forever, but still nobody knows how a tornado works. We have no idea what is going on inside.
But yeah, single people, it's pretty easy to keep them bills low. But when you start getting a family, I mean, it goes up, up, up. What really goes up is that food bill, clothing bill.
And releases hundreds of these sensors that measure all parts of the tornado simultaneously.
Grumpy Irvy, I would say they're all still in the garage. If he's not took them to the pawn shop or somewhere to try to sell them yet. That is a good question. I would say they're still in the garage or he has started selling them.
Right now, it's 3 minutes. If we can get this new information, we can increase warning time to 15 minutes.
Give people a chance to get to safety. At least that's what these guys are trying to do.
You know, me personally, I mean, not to be mean or anything, I hope the girls say they don't want nothing for us to auction everything off.
Well, you got to get in front of the tornado.
Because there is a couple things I'd like to auction on too. There are some things that are pretty nice that she's got. She's got a beautiful home. If it wasn't for that piece of shit trailer in front of it. You know, I tried to tell Irvy, you know, with his mom being single and old like that, you should have moved in with her a long time ago. I don't know why he was even living in that dumpy ass fucking trailer. And then I thought, well, maybe he just didn't want his mommy coming in there while he's playing with his horse vaginas. I don't know, because that's what I would have did. How big was her trailer? It was 3-bedroom. Irvy. I'm sorry, man. Grandpa Irv. You didn't see the video that James posted where it showed the whole video of the whole house.
Not for a while. It's best to stay until we pass Rogers Creek.
Copy that.
He still has access to the garage,
I'll get the papers.
but he does not have access to the barn or the shed. Yeah, it's 3 bedroom. There's 2 bedrooms on one side, a hallway, and then next to there, the 2 bedrooms is a bathroom. Then you got the laundry room. Then you walk into a nice big long living room. Then you go to the dining room, go in the kitchen, and then you got the living room. And then you got Alice's bedroom, and then you got a full-size bathroom off of her bedroom.
For the money, not the science.
So she's 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
He's got no instincts.
She had a shower,
He doesn't have Dorothy.
and she called it a bathtub. I called it a sauna in her bathroom.
Joe, come back.
Hey there, you changed your mind?
Yeah, what's Jonas doing here?
Where do you see 2 fly swatters and a back scratcher?
Is that KFC two-piece drum back combo?
Jan Mill, is that what it is? Janet?
Is it bacon? Yes. And it's only
If anyone Vaughn shouldn't be mad at, it should be his mother for basically taking him out of Will. Well, I mean, I think she took him out of the will because she was already supporting him. She's already been supporting him for how many years?
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters?
Them things hanging on the wall, them are not fly swatters and a back scratcher.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran
Them are not
delicious.
fly swatters. Them are my badges that has my coins in them. I have Buffalo nickels hanging up there. I got the national state quarters up there.
We started out around
And I got a bunch of wheat pennies up there. I got some half dollars up there. And I got some gold dollars up there.
a 180 in the empty quarter.
Them are all
That's
coins.
65 degree incline, hell's revenge. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
I am looking for people who has wheat back pennies. Anybody out there say wheat back pennies from the United States?
$25 in value each month.
I'm trying to get one for every year if I can. I got a few. I got a few doubles too.
We were wrong. Wherever Jim Beam is welcome, you'll be welcome too.
Well, Mr. Dog there, we'll have to hook up and talk, and maybe we can do a little bit of swapping. If you might have one I got, and I might have one that you don't got, you know what I mean? I got quite a few. My oldest one is a 1917. No, Frank, I wish I did. Tell you the truth, I'd rather have the red notes. Forget them $1,000 bills. I want some red notes. Or what I seen on last week. That's what I want. I want a 1963 split window vet.
How'd you do it?
All number matching. It only sold for almost $2 million. Do I got any war bonds laying around? I don't even know what war bonds look like, Todd. No idea what they even look like. I ain't got nothing laying around here. I got the money that says secular opinion destroys James, though. Anybody want the bet against me?
Attention foodies. With this fusion of prime rib steak, milk
Stinky can say whatever he wants to say.
Arby's is now officially a fusion restaurant. Chef Smooch, Arby's.
Alice bought it when she was 9 years old, huh?
More choices.
Okay.
Pick of the pit combos are better.
Well, let me fill you out in something. Alice wouldn't have been buying nothing at 9 years old. And if she was, it was probably a couple pieces of candy if they could afford it.
St. Louis ribs. Pick 2 or 3 favorites with sides and bread. Get picking at Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters, 68.
Red Mount Gaming and Racing has over 900 red hot ways to win with thrilling interactive games like Ultimate Fireman and Eagle Bucks. Cash in.
That's what I'm saying. James thinks everything. I mean,
September 10th from 4 p.m. to midnight. With 8 heists each night. Follow the money and try to heist
yeah, during the war, exactly.
cash prize. Earn entries now through September 10th by playing with your Winner's Circle card. It's the mega heist at Red
And
Mount
what was
Gaming and
that
Racing.
thing that they had way back in them days, too?
They say a good steak should
That place where nobody can barely find food?
This prime rib is covered in
The
fiber,
Depression?
provolone.
Hello, guys. She was a little girl during it.
Arby's, we have the meat.
Whatever happened to trucking?
I can imagine what my grandfather, her father, went through during that. Man trying to figure out where he's going to get food at to feed his 8 children during the Depression. I heard he grew all his food. They grew it and they canned it. Raised a cow, raised a pig, killed them, slaughtered them, put them in the freezer.
Only thing I'll take you fixing at home every 10 minutes, 15. Oh, sounds good. What drives me is the unknown. How many lives you spare?
Yeah, so you're telling me that girl was able to buy that stuff when she was 8 and 9? She couldn't afford it by the time she was 20. Hello?
And inside, she owns hundreds of cents. Which when released this morning,
Do you all notice where she worked at? It was posted where who she worked for.
why didn't you tell me?
Todd posted it for me. He showed me.
Soon be the center of all studies. Hey! What is the matter with you? You stole my son, son of a bitch! Calm down. The hell are you talking about? Dorothy.
Wait a minute. Let me. Frank. I'm reading you, Frank. Larry, did you hear about Vaughn having sex with the neighbor boys? He claimed today James Arnold Frost convinced Alice he did. Never heard of it.
Let me enlighten you people.
And what kids?
This baby has
There is no kids in his neighborhood. The kids in his neighborhoods are 25 years old and older right now.
Days of sniffing the dirt, Rube. Better look at this. Let's see who gets there first. Oh, and by the way, I really enjoy your weather reports.
So when he first moved down here, he was messing with some kid. Well, James
I'm sorry, I should have.
Arnold Frost did not move down here when him and Alice moved down here. He come down to visit, said hi to Alice, and did this and that, and they stayed at that place where they're at right now. And then Jim went home, and Alice bought another piece of property, which was Irvy's trailer. Okay, now she kind of, that's kind of run down piece of garbage shit. And why am I sitting with $600,000 in the bank when I can have me a nice place? Why live in this shitty place? So she bought herself a $35,000-$40,000 trailer, put it on the exact same piece of land that the piece of shit one was on, and moved into it.
Great. You know, your leash on.
Not my problem, it was yours.
Oh, by the way, this storm can have a lot bigger than
For one, I don't see what lie the Frost has even said about him. He has got on the computer and ran his mouth 15 years about the Frost, starting with Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim moved down here. He's been tranquilizing his mom or whatever, telling her what to do, pulling her strings. Y'all, I'm going to tell you something. Alice was a free-willed woman. What Alice did, she did because she wanted to. What Alice wanted, Alice got. That's how it was, period. If she couldn't afford it, she would work her ass off and she would get it. Until she hit her 70s. And then it started slowly going down. She's having girls coming in and cleaning for her instead of her doing it. This is the only woman that I know
Plant man used to call him a human.
whose house is spotless, okay? And she's got 2 women coming in tomorrow and spending $150 to clean her house because this weekend is the family reunion. Her house was spotless to me. Maybe she had a little dust on the fireplace. Maybe there might have been a little dust on a picture frame. But it wasn't dirty. There wasn't a dirty dish in the house. I've never, ever, ever went over there and seen that house dirty ever. And she pays someone $150 every month to come in and clean for herself. Alice was one. I mean, someone said something about 35 years. She did 35 years at the washer and dryer place or something.
Charles, you set your scan on that cell. Looking for landers. What am I doing? Points doing? Points up to 70, sir.
Well, we moved to town because, this is where our family's from, too. He's not a Frost. What's he doing here? This is Frost territory. I don't see no Hiltons around here. I see him up about another 60, 70 miles above us, maybe. I don't see none around here. Let's take little Jim out of the picture because he just moved here 15, 14 years ago. Let's take Ronnie Ray out of the picture because he moved here 14, 15 years ago. Take me out of the picture 14, 15 years ago. My dad 14 or 15 years ago. Okay, we're all out of the picture. Is there still any Frost down here? Yes, there is. Tosin Frost lives over in Rocky Branch. And his family. He's got 2 daughters and a wife. We are Alabama Davison's great-grandchildren. There are Davisons all through this territory. My grandfather was married to a bishop. There's bishops all through this whole area. I mean, I can keep naming names and go back years and years and years. You're right, Snyder. He says he's a Hilton, so he needs to move towards the Hiltons. Alabama Davidson would have been my great grand, let me think here, great grandmother. No, yeah, great grandmother. Because my dad was Jim. His dad is Arnold. Arnold's dad was Guilford. Guilford's dad is Thomas. Thomas was married to Alabama Davidson.
You work at the station? Is that where you met? Whoa. I'm not fighting, I'm talking.
Not that piece of property. That piece of property did not become a Frost. It didn't even ever become a Frost because Alice Hilton was a Hilton when she moved on it. Her family was born probably about 3.5, 4 blocks from that property, up around the bend, going towards Uncle Little Jim's house. Is where they were originally born. I know because I looked it up.
Yours?
Christ, you couldn't resist.
I'm not saying you
Come
need
on.
therapy.
What?
I'm
Frank, he does belong on Mars, but that's a bad thing for Mars.
You're the doctor, tell me.
Because I can't believe that we ain't got no one living on Mars yet.
things, maybe rushing into things you can't quite commit to.
Commitment?
You asked me.
Look,
You asked
no,
me.
that is bullshit. Look, I may have walked out, but at least I showed up in the first place. You never had the slightest idea. You never had the slightest idea about commitment. For being married, me. Like stability.
I like to go wild hog hunting.
Stuff like that.
Can I try?
No.
That's something I have never did. I'd love to try that. I heard it's good meat.
Somebody should warn her about your temper.
Joe, I swear
Obviously,
to
you
God.
have no idea what you're
Stay
getting
the
yourself
hell out of
into.
it.
You don't.
I know exactly what I do.
What
What am
exactly?
I doing?
Things are getting better, though.
No, Alice has not been at 867 Crane Creek that long.
I'm a happy person. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with the way things are going in my life. I'm happy.
At 11 years old, she was living in Hamilton, Ohio.
Yes, I'm happy with Melissa. I am.
No, her father did not own it.
Hey, are you guys gonna wrap this up?
Tell you the truth, it was the Allens that owned that property.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna chase this tornado or if you just want to catch the next one. Shit.
Snyder, you could say I'm wrong or whatever, but I can prove it. All I have to do is go up to the graveyard and show you the tombstones that are laying up right. 3 headstones from Aunt Alice right now. They are the original owners going back into the 1700s. They're the Allens. And that family still lives down here too.
Dr. Miller? Yes. I think they turned left here. Do it.
Remember, I'm from a small community. Everybody with every day, one of us, some of us are always in that carryout. We sit there and wait for our food and sit there and talk to everybody.
What? Nothing changes.
Well, your 1940 censors are definitely wrong.
I want a drink of what? Excuse me? I'll pay you $25.
Jimmy's John's new pickup 20 deal. Save 20%.
No, this ain't Vaughn. This is Larry. Get that right, handyman.
Jimmy John's.
I'm just telling you what I know. You say Alice Hilton lived at 867 Crane Creek Road at 11 years old, you can believe that. Okay, well, I want to know where and how she lived here. By herself? Did she own this property by herself? Because her father is registered in the state of Hamilton, Ohio. Her father is also known to be over on Cedar Valley, married to a Betty Bishop.
He make you mad?
No, dear, no one's making me mad.
You know how you are. That's no one today.
Maybe Snyder, but it didn't show it up on my paperwork.
It's not about how fast you run.
Like I said, I'm not here to argue.
Just slow down.
If you got some proof showing me that he owned it, you send me that 1940 sensors some way. I don't care if you get on Facebook and send it to me, and I will look it up and see if it is my grandfather.
All right, you're a cop.
You know, there is another Guilford Frost.
Never compete off-road.
Thank you, handyman.
No gas. They've challenged us to do a lot of things.
I mean, my aunt spent over $350 on Ancestries.com. And there's over 600 pieces of paper from the Frost name. I mean, I got it where they came across on the boat. I got it where we were from Scotland. We got them from England. We got them from Russia. They're from all over. You know, some people say, well, the Cherokee. Yeah, you know, and I could talk about the Cherokee because I do have that kind of bloodline in me. They say I was part of it. My great grandfather married a full-blooded Indian, but he wasn't full-blooded.
Someone is across the neighborhood, across the street.
Yes, I have 54 grandmothers, and that's just on my dad's side, Frank. Daniel Boone's sister would have been my 8th great grandmother.
Unlike Pepsi, which stops working after 9. 24-hour protection. Prilosec OTC. One pill, 24 hours.
I mean, that's what the Ancestries.com's showing.
The fresh scent of delivering love in the morning. Plus the extra cash for Drew here doesn't smell bad either.
What is my present opinion about what? Amazon. Did I say that? Well, the place that does all the paperwork on your genealogy. I don't know what they call it. Remember, James says I only made it to the 6th grade. I mean, that's like I asked everybody, how far back do you want to go on your family tree? I mean, you can keep going and going until you can't go no more.
Genius. Now this is Ergo. Made to be heard, not seen.
Celebrate Labor Day with $300 off Ergo 6.
Age is just a number. And mine's unlisted.
Try Boost High Protein with 20 grams of protein for muscle health versus 16 grams in Ensure High Protein. Boost High Protein also has key nutrients for immune support.
What was your title before you retired? What is my last job that I did? I don't even remember. It's been so long. Lawn care, maybe? I don't know. I might have even been the ice cream truck driver then. Who knows? I don't remember. Been so long ago, I have no idea.
Cut across the field, Bill.
I don't have to get ahead of
You're gonna have to get into the field.
Do you want to drive?
I'm just saying.
Would you like to drive?
Yes, I'd love to.
3 miles south, please. Let's see what she does.
Did I own the lawn care service? No.
Hold on a second.
Have you lost your nerve?
I made okay money. I ate good. That's all it counted to me. It paid my bills. It paid my bills and fed me. I was good. And 90% of our grass cutting was in Toledo. And most of them were Pizza Huts, Fifth Third Banks. We had a few house people, but mainly most of them were big businesses. It looks like my wife is watching Twister. Thank you, dear. You might want to turn it down, baby. You watch I don't even Me TV. I don't know if I get that, Snyder. I don't think I do.
No.
Wife said no, we don't get that kind of stuff. We're just regular basic cable. I'm one of them poor men. I got 2 teenage boys that ate me out of house and home the whole 18 years of their lives. But I can guarantee you they got clean clothes and there's plenty of food in here if they got hungry. You know, James might have been smart if he would have did it all right. You know, but he wasn't. He was stupid. He didn't do what he was supposed to do because it's not really that hard to raise a kid, but then it is. Was it hard to get up and make sure they wipe their shitty diapers and clean their asses and make sure they get their bottles? Yeah, it's rough. That it is. Is it rough when they get sick? It is. But you know, if you teach them to clean their own rooms, put their toys away, you teach your girls how to do dishes and how to do laundry, you teach them how to do things. And when they're at the age of 12, 13, 15, 18 years old, they can do for themselves and they don't need their parents no more. All they need is a guidance. But James couldn't teach them nothing. And not against Andrea, but it don't look like Andrea could have neither. You don't have a cable, you use an antenna. Yeah, that's definitely broke. But hey, as long as you get something you can watch, that's good. Yeah, that lawn care service, I'd make anywhere 80 to 100 a day. Plus, the boss bought lunch every day. My choice. And me, I'm one of them kind of guys that we would hit all you can eat Chinese, all you can, like I said, we did a lot of Pizza Huts. Sometimes we go in there and get all their eating you can eat. Sit there and eat 2, 3 pizzas, drink some pop, and go back to work. What do my boys do for a living? As far as I know, the eldest 2 is at Amazon warehouse. My third one, which is my junior, he is in his second year of college. And my baby's in there probably playing on the computer right now, getting ready for bed because he has school at 8 o'clock in the morning. Even though he don't leave the house, he gets woke up. Oh, I'm sorry. He don't get up for school tomorrow. It's Sunday. Yeah, wife goes to church tomorrow, so. Yep, so he don't even go to school no more because our road is still washed out. If you ain't got a 4x4 coming back here, you're not getting back here. My neighbor still has no driveway. It literally washed his driveway out of there. And they're afraid the whole road's going to collapse. They told us to take our time going out. Back to work. Sounds like after that it should be back to rap. Oh, nap. Okay, dog. Yeah, I don't know how many people get on, how often people get on. You know, I do watch a few of your guys' videos. You know, you all know I watch Secular definitely, and I try to get Miss Parker's if it's any interesting. And I do watch Grumpy if he's got anything interesting out there. Did they really laugh? I wouldn't call it out laughing out loud. More one of them like holding the laugh in because you know you don't want to get in trouble in the courthouse itself. But the bailiff or the police officer, whatever you want to call him, I call him the bailiff. His face turned beet red, and he looked right at me and smiled and shook his head at me like, "Wow, I can't believe he's doing this." And then as we got ready, he walked towards me, you know, because I'm in the wheelchair now. He walked to me and we were talking. I was like, I told you, buddy, he's a nutcase. You guys want something to do? Look his name up on YouTube. You guys will laugh all month long just watching your videos. He's a piece of cake. You know, my lawyer and Alice's lawyer asked him both. Did you know the cameras were there? Yes. Let me say this again. Did you really know the cameras were there and they were recording? Yes. Okay, that's all we wanted to know. But y'all know that he's lied on the stand. And I got him on that one. So if he wants to keep pursuing me, I'm going to pursue him. Mine carries 1 to 5. His carries 3 to 5. You don't get on the stand and lie. I personally did not post any videos to YouTube. And he told the judge I did. No, I did not. It was accidentally posted on Facebook by this big fat finger that I got. And the pictures of the two that were supposed to be sent, the main two, were just pictures of Alice. Because her granddaughter wanted to see pictures of her grandmother on what day was it? Mother's Day. And then he goes and complains to the judge about it. Okay. Well, I'm sending the one that shows him questioning his mom sitting in the chair. That one's done in her house on his phone. He didn't have my permission to do that. He don't have to have my permission. Why don't he? I'm power of attorney. I control the money. I control the properties. I control everything. The only thing he controlled was her medical. And he didn't do that. Ask the doctor who takes her to the doctors. Ask PillPack who ordered the pills for her. Ask the pharmacy who does all the paperwork and stuff down there for them. for her. You won't find Irvy's name, Stinky's name on none of that. Dear, did you take your 10 o'clock shot? Y'all don't know my wife's diabetic. She has to take 4 shots a day. They asked me if she's always high or is she always low, and I was like, she's a yo-yo. She goes up and down all over the place. I've had her at 300 at one time, and 10 minutes later, she'd be at 60. So I kind of got to keep a close eye on her. Yep, she takes her shot and then eats. She told me she didn't care if I went live as long as I didn't keep her awake all night. And I told her I wasn't going to keep her awake all night. Well, I asked this question yesterday when I was live for my 8.5. Where's everybody from? You don't have to give me a precise area. Just give me the state. If you're in the U.S. or if you're over in the U.K., put U.K. I mean, some of you all I do know already. Okay, Frank, I knew you were on Earth, I hope. Not unless you're an astronaut. Outside Oregon. Cool. DC. MO. Southwest Montana. Canada. Of course, I think you all know where I'm at. Stinky, Stinky, Kentucky, near Stinky. Do they usually pick, certain nights they get on, guys? Like Secular Opinion and all them. Do they pick certain days, certain nights? How do they do that? Anyone know? Or when they get on, they get on. Kind of what I've been doing. You can see Russia from your backyard. That's pretty cool, Frank. Florida. I used to live in Florida. I've lived in a few states. And I've been to a lot of states. Okay, I see that. Thursdays. Yeah, because usually, I mean, you would think they would pick, certain days, certain when they get on. I mean, I just don't. It's like some of them live auctions I watch. Sometimes them girls will fall in the exact same time, and it's hard to choose which one you want to watch. Unless you got two or three or four computers that you can watch them all. Or you just find out what their topic is, and if it's no good, get out of there. I don't know, but I know if I'm going to keep going live, I know we ain't going to be keeping Stinky's conversation going long because he, I'm wore out on him, and the wife gets mad at me for it, but I'm glad I can at least get on, and if he's got something to say, I can respond back, and some of you guys can see me and hear me and know that it's a lie, which you already know it's a lie to begin with. So, well, Grandpa Irv, you have fun. Watch that UFC. Yep. Enjoy. See you again someday. Yeah, I grew up in Toledo. I lived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 18, 19, and 20 years old. Then I came back to Ohio. When I was a kid, I lived in Arizona. I lived in Tennessee and Ohio. Become an adult, I lived in Indiana, Ohio, of course. Now Kentucky. I come down for a family reunion. I thought it was very beautiful. I came down for another family reunion and I just loved it. We got to drive around and check things out and look at things. And I looked at myself and I was like, one day I think I'm going to move down here. 6.5 months later, I did move down here. I packed everything up I could, I wanted, and I moved. Found me a place, did all right. Been here 15 years, so I ain't had to run home yet. I kind of wanted to get out of Toledo. Big cities are starting to get rough. When they break in your cars for nothing but a pool stick, then it's getting rough. Yeah, I was glad to get out of them big cities. Like I said, don't put me wrong. I miss Toledo. There is a few things. They got a lot of stores, a lot of restaurants, a lot of good fishing spots. They also got a lot of crazy, nutty people. People that don't care about nothing or nobody. Down here, we don't get all that snow. We get more rain than I get snow. Don't put me wrong, we do get snow. I've seen it on the ground here, but nothing like Toledo. I don't know how many of you live up north, but blizzard of 78, I lived it. And to me, that was bad. I remember my neighbors crawling out the second story window just to get out of their house. If you didn't have a four-wheel drive with chains on your tires or a snowmobile, you wasn't going nowhere. Yeah, I remember some guy coming up to grandma's house, knocking on another door. Ma'am, are you guys okay? Do you guys need food or anything? We'll run to the store for you. Grandma's, no, we got it. It's all under control. Which grandma always did. She always had it packed away in them jars. She canned a lot of stuff. And that's what the motor people did. They canned that stuff. They don't even do that, I don't think, anymore. Anybody out there can anymore? Or do I just got all men on here and nobody kids? Well, Cindy's on here. At least she was. Little Missy. Says I got 14 people. Yeah, my grandma, she definitely canned a lot. She made a lot of quilts too. That's something grandma did, make a lot of quilts. Did they can $1,000 bills? They might have. I don't know. Personally, I don't think they had the money to do that. And that's what I don't understand. Where Irvy thinks his mom become rich. How did she become rich? I don't think she ever had $1,000 bill. He might have seen $100 bill, and he just, the way his brain thinks, he thought it was 1,000. He says Jim took them. Well, I got news for you. I don't care if you're the president of the United States of America. If you walk into any bank, any man who deals with money who's going to pay you $100,000 for one of them, is going to want a lot of information. Where did it come from? How did you get it? And that's all being recorded. That is all wrote down. So if Jim did steal $20 million worth of $100,000 bills or whatever they were, it's recorded. You cannot turn something in like that without being noticed. That'd be like trying to turn in a $300 million lottery ticket without being noticed. You'll have every newspaper from coast to coast there when you try to turn that ticket in, wanting to put your picture on the paper. Multi-billionaire. Yeah, Todd, it's just one of his stinky lies. I mean, do you all agree with me? Am I wrong? If you had $1,000 bill, wouldn't they want to know where it came from, how you got it? When there ain't been none in circuit since the 1960s? And the first thing is someone ever brought one in front of me in perfect condition. I want it looked at by specialists because I want to make sure it's not a phony. Because there's a lot of people trying to counterfeit a lot of different things. I'm glad you said that, Todd. Yeah, if I got $1,000 bill, the first thing I'm gonna do is have it certified. I want to put it in perfect condition. Right, exactly. The more perfect it is, the more money you get. It ain't no different than anything else. Bills in a jar, in a mason jar, would fade. I don't know if they'd fade if they're in a closet, to tell you the truth. Her closet was pretty long. I mean, she had a nice sized closet. Promise. She had a nice sized closet. It'd walk all the way through it almost. But yeah, I've never seen no mason jars in there. And he says it was all his dad's money. And I know it wasn't his dad's money because I know where his dad worked. So, they could, Todd, but I mean, they don't see no sunlight. I know that. Honey, did you go to bed? No, in the bathroom. Yeah, life's good for me, though, people. I mean, ain't much to do sitting out in the country. Watch TV, play on the computers. Like I said, I shoot pool and I play Texas Hold'em poker. And I'm known under Larry Frost for both of them. I don't hide names. I don't change names. I don't do none of that. I am who I am. Yes, Todd, he was making doors. And that ain't the inside doors. Them are outside doors. Like your back door and your front door. Reason I know is because my grandfather did it too. And I do have my grandfather's 10th year, I think it is, and his 15th year pins in my jewelry box right now. Yes, I do have a jewelry box. Oh, is that true, Todd? Are you going to fight Father Jay? Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be great for charity. As long as the charity is not stinky. Uh, Kind of long day today. Tomorrow now I'll be watching TV a lot. NASCAR's on tomorrow. Football's on tomorrow. I don't know if I can get my team in though. My luck, my team's going to be playing the same time the NASCAR's playing. And I'll just have to jump back and forth. I hope we go somewhere this year. We didn't do too bad last year. We got to the playoffs and choked. I hope we ain't got another choker. Because if we do, we need to get rid of him and get someone in there to play. Father Jay's annoying. Hope you give a whooping on him. Hey, as long as it's all for charity, that's fun. And no one gets hurt. That's the way I look at it. You know, I don't like to fight. I don't really do. I mean, I'd rather walk away from a fight or sit down and smoke a fatty or sit down and take a double shot of something and say, okay, sorry, whatever, go on our own ways. But if they want to beef, they beef. I've got it beaten before, and I've also did a few beatings myself. So I'm not a 25 black belt like he is, but his 25 black belts don't scare me. I can put that clear as day. You know, I was always told, you got to beef with someone, take it somewhere. Go to the park. Go somewhere where you guys two are not going to get disturbed and take care of it. That don't mean go call 5 of your buddies and all you guys go over there and jump that man. No. If you got balls, you want to talk shit, then you guys should meet man to man and get it on. The better man will be standing. And hopefully it's the right man. But, you know, who knows? You know, like I said, I don't like to fight. I mean, I'd rather just whatever. You know, I used to say I'm from, I forgot what state it is. I ain't said it in so long. What's that state that says I'm the show me state? You show me, you prove it to me, then I'll believe it. But if you don't show it to me, I don't believe it. There you go. Okay, Missouri. You know, there was a story from my dad one day, and we can prove this too. So if you guys want to call me out on it, let me know. I can prove it. My dad called me, or I called him, and I was, what's up? What's going on? Just sitting here petting my deer. What do you mean you're petting your deer? Did you go hunting today? It ain't hunting season, Dad. No, I'm petting my deer. I was like, you ain't got a deer, Dad. Yeah, I do. Right now I do. I was like, what are you talking about? Well, I was sitting on my front porch, and this little 4-pointer deer walked right up on my front porch. So I got up, I went in my house, got a glass of water. I turned around to go back out on the porch, and that deer standing inside my house right there looking at me. He walked up and petted it. I called my dad a liar. You are bullshitting me, Dad. That's the funniest thing of all, buddy. You're a deer hunter, and you're going to let a 4-point buck just walk in your house and pet him. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. 15 minutes later, I get a phone call, and it's my cousin. Hey, cuz, what are you doing? Nah, not much. Laying around, sitting, doing this, that. Yeah. Hey, check out the video I'm posting now. I was like, okay. Here it's his 8-year-old daughter at that time, I think she was, hanging on a 4-point buck's neck, rubbing on it. Her kids are out there rubbing on it and talking to it and playing with it. They had a 4-point buck come up and friendly as can be. Yeah, couldn't believe it. I don't know. You don't show it to me, I don't know. So if you tell me a story, I don't believe you unless you show me proof. And they proved it to me, yeah. I would never believe somebody could train a deer just to come in your house and, watch you and let you hug on it and pet on it. And you know what I mean? You got to see it to believe it. Especially with Irvy. Okay, he does have a picture in the uniform. Okay, so we know he was in. That's easy to find out. But that don't mean nothing. That picture's taken when you first joined. It ain't like after the 4 years or whenever, when you're done. I don't even think they do it after boot camp. I think they do it when you first start. I don't know. Ask somebody. I can call Jim and ask him tomorrow. It's too late tonight. But he tell me when. Jim knows almost everything about the military. He served enough time. And if he ain't got enough time, then I know somebody else I can call who served in the military. And I know he spent enough time because he retired from them. A moose walked into the Safeway, and I believe that. I really do believe that. He smelt them apples and walked right on in there and started eating. I do believe that. Yeah, that deer ended up getting killed that year coming up. Somebody didn't know it was a pet deer, so they killed it. I told my dad if it was me, I would have got me a big old orange hunting vest and put it on him, saying, "Do not kill." Now, that's something I've never hunted was moose. I'd like to hunt moose. That's a lot of meat. And yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be killing it just for a trophy or nothing. I would want the meat. That would be my thing. I'm about food. If everybody didn't hear that at the beginning of the show, I am about food. I love food. I don't care what kind of food. I love food. I mean, there are a couple things I won't eat. I don't really care for them, but I love food. My favorite breakfast: biscuits, gravy, hu- fried potatoes with onions, couple over easy egg, maybe a sausage patty or something. Maybe some of my grandmother's apple stuff that she makes for breakfast. That was always good. Favorite dinner: spaghetti and meatballs, lasagna. That's pretty good. I mean, I can name a lot of foods. My favorite was always spaghetti and meatballs. You know, it's like a lot of people say, "Oh, you eat deer." Yeah, I eat deer. I like deer meat. I know one girl that told me that she didn't like deer meat. I made it for her twice in a row. We made deer meat and she visited. She ate it both times, loved it both times. She got mad at me for a day or two, but guess what? She liked it. You know, it ain't what food you are. There are some foods that you got to try because a lot of the foods it's who's the cook, what kind of spices they putting in it, what ingredients are they putting in it. It ain't just the food; it's what they're using to help it. If that kind of makes sense. I mean, I got a friend of mine who says that he don't really like spaghetti and meatballs, but then there's one night he's come over to my house and he's like, "Larry, why does yours not taste like ours? What's different? How do you do your spaghetti?" And I showed his wife the ingredients and kind of stuff that I use. Oh, oh, oh. Or, "Larry, why is my wife's meatballs plain, but yours has got flavor?" You got to put the flavor in the meatballs. You don't put the flavor in the sauce, you got to put it in the meatballs. The sauce has its own flavors. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should do a cooking show. There any cooking shows been going on? Maybe I'll start cooking shows. One could teach you how to kill a deer with just a knife, jumping off tree. Um, I kinda got $100 that says he can't because I don't think he could climb up a tree. He's barely climbing up his porch. Two, a knife. Does he own one? I don't know. And after he killed it, he wouldn't know what to do with it. So there's all three problems with that prime. But here, let me give you a kicker. I couldn't climb up the tree neither. Do I own a knife? Probably 35 of them, plus three swords. Do I know how to gut it and clean it and take the meat off the bones? Yes, I do. Is it possible that I could do it? Yes, it is possible I could do it. As long as I do not have to stand up over the sink and do it, I can do it. I know how to gut and clean and all that. I mean, I'm not dead, but my legs are starting to give out on me. They can't handle it. And I'm trying to lose weight. They're trying to help me lose weight. My doctor's telling me I'm losing too quickly. I told him, buddy, I don't even eat, a Whopper or two Whoppers no more. I eat a half a Whopper and I'm done for dinner. I'm just trying to eat enough to make sure I stay alive. But boy, promise, I used to eat real good. You know, and I did a lot of hustling too. I got to admit that. And that's another way of making money if you know how to do it and know what to do. Say we all just said we were from. I can ask y'all what teams you guys like. Okay. Once I find out, like, let's say Todd likes some Green Bay Packers, let's say. I don't remember who he said he did like, if he said anything. Well, if I happen to pick up something really cheap, really, really cheap, it had Mr. Green Bay Packers all over it. Boy, I'd probably sell it to Todd for anything I thought it was worth. And as a collector, a Green Bay fan, he would want to, get what he's got. Uh, well, here, let me take this back. I'll say that backwards. Let's say Todd showed me a picture of something of Jeff Gordon's. Let me say he has Jeff Gordon's signature on one of his main cars. You know something? I'm a Jeff Gordon fan. I'm going to try to get that car. He paid $5 for it. I'd give him 100. Might even get 200 out of me. You know what I'm saying? There's ways of doing that stuff. I bought a Cleveland Browns picture in a frame, okay, at a yard sale for $1. Took it over to a friend's and he offered me $15 for it and I took it. I stopped at a yard sale when I moved down here. Guy had probably 10 or 11 NASCARs out there. One of them happened to be Dale Earnhardt Sr. in the box. I gave the guy $22, I think it was, for all of them. I sold Dale Earnhardt Seniors for $50 no more than an hour later. Because I knew this man loved Dale Earnhardt and he would buy anything I own of Dale Earnhardt. You know what I mean? Somebody wants something and you get it cheap, buy it. You don't have to make a killing dollar if you don't want. My friends and family, I try not to make nothing off of. But you got to make $1 or $2 off somebody. Guys, I don't know if I'm keeping you guys awake or alive. I'm only 12 of us. We need to bring that up. I need more people. I'm going to have to learn how to do that. Maybe I should get some go-go girls behind me dancing or something. Think that'll bring a few people, Todd? Come on, no, everybody quit talking to me. We all go to sleep on each other. Last person I got is Prime. Okay, you guys told me what state you guys were from. Since you won't answer me and ask me any questions or talk to me. How old is everybody? And I can start it. I'm 57, born in 1965 of March. So I think that makes me 57, 58 somewhere. Hi, Track. I don't know if you know who I am, Track. My name's Larry. I'm Stinky's cousin. Kind of just sitting here learning how to get on a live video chat thing and talk. See if anybody gets on here. I'm over in Kentucky. Little town called Oneida. Got a few people watching here, but no one's really saying much on me, so I don't know if they're all falling asleep on me or what's going on. Oh yeah, I don't know. Let me make sure I read this again before I say anything. Yeah, these can be pretty fun. I know of you. I've seen the drama going on with Vaughn. Okay, yeah, I am his biggest drama right now. I'm the first one he's putting in jail. My lawyer told me do not worry about nothing. You know, he was sworn on the stand. They both asked him, did he know the cameras were there? He said yes. She says, that's all I needed to know. And then while he was up on the stand, he swore to the judge and everybody else that Larry Frost posted this video of him on YouTube. No, me, Larry Frost, did not post that video onto YouTube. So that's lying to the judge. That's lying on the stand. James, I'll say it clear. I hope he does go to jail. And I hope I get the same cell as he does. You hear me? You all hear me or want me to say it a little louder? I hope I get put in the same cell as he does. We're going to find out which one of them becomes bitch. Three walls and a row of bars. We're going to find out which one becomes bitch. I heard you were talking a little about hunting. Have you ever done any trapping or coon hunting? No, I have never did no trapping, and no, I have never did no coon hunting. But I do have family that are coon hunters. Here in the state of Kentucky, Eastern Ohio, and in Michigan. I know all three of them family members still coon hunt. But no, can you eat coon? I don't know. If I can't eat it, I'm not killing it. unless it's threatening my life. If it's threatening my life, then I'm going to kill it. Yeah, that is pretty close how they do it. You go to the woods, you let your dog loose and wait for him to start barking at you, telling you, come on, I got him. Then you just go to where your dog is and shoot him out of the tree. I mean, I know it. I mean, my dad, my uncles, they all did it. I got cousins that do it now. I more got into rabbit, squirrel, deer. Foods that I can eat. Yeah, then you got to go find your dogs, right? And hope they don't run away on you. I've had hunters come and ask me if I've seen their dogs, and here they're like 10 miles from where they started. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that kind of walking. I'd rather just go sit in a tree somewhere and wait for them to come out of that hole to eat or get a drink. You know, a lot of people say deer hunting's easy. No, it's not, guys. Promise, I've did it, done it. If you go out there your first time, your first year, and you kill a nice sized buck, you are lucky. If you even kill one, you are lucky. I went quite a few years before I got my first one. I mean, any mistake I could make, I made. Any mistake that deer can make, it made. It didn't, it took years for me to do it. You know, I hunted this one time, went down to Wildcat in Ohio there, found me a nice area, pretty nice, clean, beautiful. I hunted it 2, 3 days, never seen a thing. Got up, went, that night when I got in, I went walking down the road, checking out things, looking around, and I seen a path. Looked like they've used it once or twice there. Well, you know something? I think I'll come over here in the morning instead of going where I've been going. Okay. Got up before daybreak, got your flashlight, grab your gun, you get ready to go out there and go hunting. Start walking down the road. You know, you got to be 50 yards off the road before you can load your gun and go hunting. Okay. I get 3 steps from where I'm getting ready to turn in to go inside the woods there. I got a 10-point buck. It steps right out of the hole. Landed on the road right dead in front of me. I mean, he wasn't more than 3 feet. Gun's not loaded. I can't move. He looked at me and kind of went, and then stomped his one foot and took off running as fast as he could. Time I got loaded, he's out of sight. I picked the right spot. I was 15 minutes late. Or I should have been on the other side of that road and been in there 15 minutes before that. You know what I mean? 15 minutes off. I had one time up in Ohio, we were hunting in another spot over by the boys club out in Swanton, Ohio area. Um, we knew there's a pond there. We knew they get their water there. I go in there real early in the morning. There ain't no sun, ain't even up. It's pitch dark. I'm walking in there with flashlights. I come up to a big old row of bushes that look like picker bushes. And I knew that pond was right over there on that left hand side of me, probably about 60, 50, 40, 50, 60, 70 yards somewhere, which I knew I could hit anything in that area. I put my chair down, sat there, sat there. Sun starts coming up. I hear something right almost dead behind me. The other side of the pickers, just walking there. I kind of turned my head a little, kind of rotated my eyes to look over there and see what it was, see if that deer's getting ready to come out of there. I was sitting there putting that cap on my muzzle loader, waiting. Oh, yeah, step out here. Step 15 yards away from me. Yes, please. Finally got my head turned enough where it didn't scare nothing, and here there's a squirrel. Squirrel come out of there running, played a little bit, spotted me, ran back in there. I can hear that squirrel run behind me. You can hear him playing, going back that way. Goes to the other side. He comes out and peeks again. He sat there and played a minute. He runs back over to the other side. I kind of started real slowly to look over there and see what he was doing. And I was ready to say, "Get out of here," to scare him away. When I turned around and got my eyes all the way around, I'm looking at a 10-point buck. Could not move. He already had his eyes dead on me. I was not to move. He just turned around and shoot back the other way. He got to look at me. You know what I mean? They're gone. Man, I've had a lot of hunting trips that's really messed up on me. There's one time we went hunting, the wind's blowing 30 miles an hour in my face, burning your eyes. You can barely see. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to turn against you're not supposed to put the wind against your back. Well, I did. I got behind that tree. I let that tree block me, and I was just kind of keeping an eye on a couple little paths that I seen there. Sat there 10, 15 minutes, little chilly. I mean, figured, well, hell, I don't see nothing. Let me light a cigarette, see if I can get a couple hits off of it. Lit my cigarette, sitting Indian style with my gun in my lap. I went to drop my lighter down there where my cigarettes are between the middle of my legs in the Indian style, and here that doe was standing right next to me. I could have spit on her. She never knew I was there. She never even smelled me. I could have literally probably grabbed the knife and cut her wide open right there. She turned around and see me and took off running. I've had a lot of close calls. So to me, it's not that easy. And then I started cheating because now I've been starting to get properties that have deer already coming to them. Makes it a lot easier for me. Don't even have to leave home. there's a lot of wild animals around here. Have I ever been out in the woods and everything went quiet? I don't think everything ever has went quiet. And if everything has went quiet, I'm gonna wonder if I died because I mean there ain't no other animal. I mean birds ain't afraid of the bears or nothing. I mean a bird should still make some kind of noise. I've never been in the woods without hearing some kind of noise. Yeah, I had one time I went hunting with my father, and he was hunting about 65, 70 yards to the left of me. And I knew he was right where he was at. He was on a big old corner valley, and I went up inside the valley a little bit. They come off that other mountain, there was 10 of them there. And they seen me right off the top. So one stood there, and about 8 of them kind of went skinned on down towards Dad a little bit. And I was like, "Ooh, looky here. Let me have this one come towards me where I can get a shot at it. Or do I sit here and wait till them 8 get down in front of my father? He shoots one of them coming his way and chases the rest back into my area." You see what I'm saying? That's what I was hoping. It just didn't work that way. When he shot his, they ran the opposite way. I don't know if he waited for the last one to come through or what, but yeah, and then the following day there, where Dad's already got his deer down, I went to his spot and sat there, had a buck come there. Couldn't get a shot at it though, too far away. Well, it wasn't just letting him have fun. It was, I personally did think they were going to turn around and come back the way they knew it was already safe. Because, I let them walk by. There was like 7 or 8 of them that went on, and I still got one standing dead in front of me, but he's probably about 70, 65, 70 yards away. I didn't want to shoot at them with them 60 yards away coming through there running, and my dad don't get a shot at none of them, because if I hit one, they're all going to shoot right back up that hill where they just came through, because they know it's safe there because they just came through it. It's like they turn around, you know what I mean? In my opinion, I've seen that happen a lot of times. If you spook them, they'll turn around and run the same way they just came through. Oh, yeah, you definitely want to make sure it's a kill shot. You ain't going to be no wounding them and leaving them. You can't find them. It's always got to be a kill shot. Yeah, they are definitely crazy during rut. Oh, it's the males. You know something weird? I thought about it. My wife said that'd be funny. You know, if I hit that big old lottery, I mean big time, billions, I think I'd buy as much land as I could. I mean, I don't care if it's one of the national parks or something. Fence it all in and just keep wild deer running. Make sure they don't go nowhere. You know, if they get too populated, then you have somebody come in and take some out. Some people say you can't raise deer. I know somebody that's got quite a few of them up in Ohio, but they're not wild. They're pet deers. Or they might be rescue deers or something. You know what I mean? He's got them in a cage. Big cage. I think he's probably got about 30 acres there. And it's all fenced in. Got a pond on it. Got a place where they can go eat the foods that they like. To me, it's more like a breeding farm. Get you 30 girls and get you 2 males or something or whatever, 1 male, if he can handle all 30 of them. I like fishing too, so it ain't just hunting. I love to fish. Miss the Maumee River. If any of you has ever fished on the Maumee River, it's a nice little river to fish. If you like white bass, walleye, smallmouth bass, you keep in contact with people up that way and they'll tell you when they're spawning, and that's the time to go fishing for them. I'm trying to tell my cousin I wouldn't mind doing that this year. Going up to the Maumee River when the white bass come in. Drive up there for 7 hours. Fish for about 4 or 5 hours. And then drive back home. I guarantee you would bring over 300 fish home. With no problem. I you say good time, I say a great time. That is what I do miss about Toledo, because the Maumee River runs through there. There's a lot of fishing through there. We got the lakes pretty close near us. You got Lake Erie, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan. I mean, none of it's too far. 2-3 hour drive. Always loved my fishing. You know, I wanted to shark fish when I was in Florida, but I never did it. Or something real big. I did fish the coastal lines a couple of times. I caught what they call jacks. They were kind of a round, flat fish. No, there is not a limit on white bass during that season. The only thing that hurts me is I had to get an Ohio out of Ohio license for them. So I don't know if there would be a limit because I'm coming from out of state. I don't know, but I've never known them to have one. And I seriously think I could catch that much because, like I said, guys, me and my dad, we went up there and fished for 4.5 hours and caught 187 fish. I was bringing them in 2 and 3 at a time. And the poles ain't out in the water more than a minute. That's how they run through there. If you're there at the right time. Walleye come through there too. They go up in that area, they lay their eggs, and they all come back out. Once them babies are born, they're out of there. They'll come back and lay their eggs when they get ready. Any of you ever went salmon fishing? Didn't I say we had a couple Canadians in here? Did they leave me already? Later. Later, track. Track left and somebody jumped on. Hello, welcome to my show. Must be James. Hi, James. How you doing, buddy, old pal? Why don't you come on in and say hi to me? I'm here. Yeah, I learned how to go live on YouTube. Well, I'm down to 10 people. I'm losing, yes. Maybe I should close this channel and save some time. It's been 3 hours. It's midnight. We're going to call it a night, people. You 10 have a night because I ain't got no one to talk to. You're all gone, so I'm going to get out of here. Later, all.